Okay, hey everybody. Just checking in here. I just played a bit of turn 39 in Tunisia, and I think I'm going to call it quits on the campaign game. Kind of a hard decision for me to make, especially with people watching me play this and people that are invested in kind of what's going on here, but I think from where I'm sitting that the game is over, and I know that, and I'm having a hard time keeping an interest level, at least to what I was before. Because what was so fantastic about what I played so far is gone, which was the tension and the not knowing what was going to happen. And we're now at a point where the Germans are just going to slowly push the Allies back everywhere and push them right off the map. There's not a thing the Allies can do about it. I'm fairly confident about that. Even if they can muster a little bit something down here in the south, the Marathon, they've got probably 3 turns max before it's, all over. It's the same thing in the center. Once this is done, there's a huge amount of force here that's going to push up, and I've already started moving elements of 10th Panzer up towards the center, so the positions there were already tenuous, and they're not going to hold. I think a few moves that the Axis could do here in the center, and we'd probably have some encircled units, and really not much we can do to respond to that. And the Allies don't have a confident hold on the north either, so I'm coming away feeling like I played the Allies pretty poorly. I know I played 8th Army very poorly, but I'm not sure about the north and the center. It doesn't feel like I did well, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to play again, and I'm definitely playing this game again. This is an amazing game. One of my favorite OCS games, easily, just after one play. It's just so tense, so back and forth. It's wide open. I mean, it's not wide open in the sense of terrain, but in sense of, what you can do, where you can send your force. Like, both sides are, attacking and defending, and it's just craziness, but it's extremely fun. I guess that's pretty much it. So I hope everybody enjoyed the campaign. I hope I didn't disappoint anybody by this decision here, but I've got some other games I'd like to move on to and keep doing these videos. I hope people enjoy them. So yeah, maybe we'll take one last level look at the map here and say goodbye to this guy, and maybe I'll ask you guys what you think I should play next, because I'm kind of at a crossroads there. So anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, so thanks. Alright, so here we are, one last look at this this map, which I have to say, first off, is not as ugly as I first thought. It's kind of grown on me now. Everything is perfectly fine, so just my initial reaction when I first started playing was that of not too much appreciation for it, but I'm okay with it now. I like it. I think it looks good. So maybe we'll take a look at the south here, to kind of see what I played at the end of turn 39. The Germans kind of pushed the Allies back out of their lines behind the Wadi, and I just knocked everything over, so good thing we're done here. But they were not going to hold here much longer. There's not a ton of force. I was even struggling just to fill gaps in the line with some infantry instead of artillery that were holding at certain places, so was not going to hold. I was even considering just holding here and pushing everything into the center, just to kind of bring an end to the game even sooner. As you can see, I've got parts of 10th Panzer here moving up, and kind of my plan was to bring headquarters up to this area here, which you can see the Italian as well is already here. But I was going to bring the DAC headquarters up as well to just give us a whole area of operation here that we wouldn't have had before. And I'm going to hit here, or in and around here, and just cut all these units off, and if not cut them off, at least give us a line. They would have had to pull out, give us a line of supply through straight to the Allied crossroads right there. So I don't think it would have been long before this game was over. The Allied reinforcements really wouldn't have been able to make much of an influence, I don't think. Really fairly weak group of reinforcements. The Allies' best forces are already on the board, so maybe they would have caused a few headaches, but nothing major. I had a lot of fun pushing up from Kasserine here. It was a lot of fun. The battle for Kasserine was a little underwhelming for the Allied side, like it was in real life, but it was fun battering them around a little bit and pushing up here towards Tebessa. Nowhere near as fun as the North was, though. The North was absolutely amazing. And the Race for Tunis scenario must be one of the best scenarios in OCS. Without me playing a lot of other scenarios, I usually play campaign game, but you can't beat how much of a blast this was. It was so back and forth, both sides attacking, defending, both sides almost annihilating each other, it seemed, every other turn. You can't ask for much more excitement than that. And it was kind of disappointing for me the last few months that this kind of stagnated. And I really wanted to make something of it, but it just didn't make sense to me. For either side to attack or take any risk, because there was just no logic in it to me. The Allies were feeling weak and waiting for 8th Army to arrive, so why push? And the Germans had achieved their objective of capturing Matur and basically taking up strong defensive positions. So disappointing, but I felt like it was the right thing to do. The Allies had a ridiculous amount of supply. They've got 29 supply points just in Bonn, not including the other ports they had to start filtering out supply to, as well as supply they were railing in. Just a ridiculous amount that 8th Army would have loved to have, but was wasted here, since there was really no action other than a slow retreat in the middle and just a staring contest in the north. So we ended up finishing on March 26th. So that's it for the game. A massive Axis victory, and definitely would agree with that. It was a massive victory. Would do a lot of things differently next time as the Allies, I think. Probably as the Axis as well. I think the South could have gone either way based on the initiative. Actually, if we look at that, I think here is where everything in this game hinged on. When I moved the Allied across for that flanking maneuver, when they were all in move mode, if I had won the initiative there, when all those German units were DG'd and unable to attack us straight away, if we won that initiative roll, I think this game would be over in favor of the Allies. I would have kept playing at that point, I think, because it would have been a little more interesting fighting any remnants up the coast and trying to capture Tunis and Bizerte, which still had some strong forces in that area, and we would have pulled out from the center here. That would have been a very interesting fight, I think. Maybe not fair, but at least more of a interesting slog than what we're into now. But that was not to be. The Axis won the initiative and wiped out my poorly placed Allied forces. So that's the way things go, I guess. So one last look at the dead pile here. Ton of units there. A lot more British there now than there was before, thanks to Montgomery's failures in the south. Huge amount of air units still, even after some rebuilds. We ended up losing a few more after that. The Germans were rolling fairly well in their replacements the last few turns, so they were a little lighter in the pile there than they were before. Yeah, I mean, not much to say. the New Zealand infantry division there really got battered. I kind of went in head first with them as soon as they arrived, and I think all they have left on the board is their headquarters and an artillery unit. They took the brunt of the attacks. So, all right. So I guess that's the game, and that's it for Tunisia. Go out and get this, people, if you can find it, because it is amazing. So there you go. Tunisia gets a thumbs up. I guess that's my review, because I don't like reviewing things. So there you go. Thumbs up.